What's the first thing that comes to mind when you walk into this arena again?
That I'm old. No, honestly, it's kind of exciting, but trying to remember certain things and realizing that it's nice to be here because we were really part of something. And for me to come from Canada to Sweden and meet people I've never met before and try and fit in and of course try to produce. And I mean, Swedish hockey to me is top right up there with Canada, in my opinion. But yeah.
But what was it that brought you here? Because you did play a couple of games in the NHL before you got here, and you got here to Skellefteå first and then Västerås.
Well, it's a bit of a story. I was drafted in the second round to New York Rangers, and I signed a 3-year contract. So I was with them through 1 year junior. And actually in that year junior, I played in the Swedish or Canadian national team junior, and we came to Sweden. We played in Norrköping, Nyköping. That was the first time ever to Sweden. The next year, New York Rangers, I went to about 2 or 3 camps, played in their farm team, New Haven Nighthawks. And then I was brought up, played for Herb Brooks mostly, and he liked little guys. And so he suited my style, or I suited his style. Soon after Herb Brooks, when he left, I felt I was doing well and belonged. I could play there. And then I got sent down to the minors and then I never got up again. Ted Sater took over, and
he didn't like small guys then.
No, in fact, I played 1 game. I was one of the top goal scorers in the minors both years, and I was young. I was very young, but I knew I could play, and I had no guidance, no one to mentor. So I made decisions, and maybe not always the right decisions. But at that time, they offered me another contract, another 3 years. And you either sign with them, or by them offering you a contract, they could protect your rights. That means nobody could take you. So I turned it down, and I thought I want to go to Europe. And then this company called me, International Sports Management. And they said, would you like to go to Sweden? And I really want to go there because I wanted to get back in the NHL. And Sweden, I know, were good hockey players. It wasn't about money. A lot of players were going to Switzerland and things like that. So I thought I would go to Sweden, maybe play a year. And that's when I went to Skellefteå for 1 year. And I remember playing against Modo, and we won the game. I got 3 goals, and we went to the Elite Series the next year, but they didn't want me. So Västerås, I heard that Västerås was interested for 2 years. So I signed with them, and that's how we ended up here in Västerås. And we really, really took to the town, the people, the team. The first year was adjustment again, but we were excited to come back the second year because we knew people well, and we knew a little bit of Swedish. We tried to take Swedish, which was hard.
But what's your strongest memory with the team here? I guess the last game of the season when you went up to the Elite Series, it called back then.
Yes. Honestly, the strongest memory for me, I just saw pictures of everybody on the ice, which I really couldn't remember. Maybe because it was such a big event and overwhelming, and I was young. Overwhelmed probably. But for me, it was the players, the team, the teammates I met, and it felt like a very close group of guys. And they accepted us, my wife and I, very much. We had a lot of memories off the ice and on the road.
So it's a big black hole, the whole advancement to the top league for you. You didn't remember the celebrating or nothing?
I don't, but...
you celebrated too hard, maybe?
I don't know about that. Maybe too many hits to the head over the years. But this is why I wanted to come back. I wanted to try and remember things.
I've talked to a lot of players who played that year, and most of them talk about the coach, Sven-Åke. Yeah. What kind of importance did he have on that team?
Wow. Sven-Åke was just a gentleman, in my opinion. Made us accepted us very easily and made us feel comfortable. I didn't feel like Sven-Åke was a hard coach. He seemed like he connected with the players on the team on a personal level. And funny enough, we were in Stockholm a few days ago, and we went out for dinner with Sven-Åke. And he's still that same person.
He likes to eat good food.
He sure does. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
And what were your best teammates? I guess you have to say Leffe because he's sitting right behind me. But who was your best teammates on this 2 years here in Västerås?
Well, it's hard to see but I mean, Thomas Strandberg, we tend to do a lot together. Leffe, Klassi Lindblom. Klassi and I played in Skellefteå together. And and I mean, those were probably the people that we did the most with. Hellas, the goaltender. I don't want to, there's probably more. I mean, they were all so good to me, right?
But you played one season in the top league and then you just quit. What happened there? Because I can't find any stats of you playing after that.
So my last year after being here in Västerås and went home, I think just living in Sweden, you guys eat healthier. And so I lost a lot of weight. I used to play as a young person. So I was 24 when I quit hockey, and which is very young. But when I came home, I went from probably 175 pounds to 155. And when I got home, by that time, New York Rangers released me, and New Jersey was interested. Tommy McVie was the coach, Barry Melrose. They both called me asking if to go to their farm team for playoffs, and that they know they were very interested in me. And I was nervous because I was so slight, because the American game is very, very physical, especially back in the 80s. And then I also got a call from Dave King to play in the Spengler Cup. But again, without mentors and things, and not understanding how lucky I was to be able to play hockey at those levels, I was nervous about what am I going to do the rest of my life. Security for my family or future family. So I wanted to be a fireman, in which, so when I got home, I decided to quit. We bought a house. I started to try to become a fireman. 3 months later, I got hired. So it happened very quickly. And I was 30 years in the fire service, and I retired 5 years ago. I made it right to fire chief in our fire department of about 120 people. And it was a great career. And I played hockey for fun. There were times guys thought I was crazy when I was younger, and they said, you should be going back to the NHL because there was other teams. More teams came in. So yeah, retired now, 5 years, and that's why we're here.
And you were stationed in Vancouver all the time? You lived there?
Yes. It's a place called North Vancouver. It's across the water from the city. It's beautiful. Leif's been there.
When Leif came over and played, did you stand in standings and booing him? When he
Probably at the TV booing him. I had a hard time going to the rink still because I was younger then. I can't remember how old Leif was when he was there, but I still felt this urge to want to play. Yeah. Leif would come to our house and we tried to show him around a little bit. But North Vancouver, where we live, is beautiful. It's in the mountains. It's absolutely gorgeous. You can be skiing or swimming in the ocean, kind of thing.
And when did you remove the mustache? Everybody wants to know. When was that not an option anymore?
No, you know what happened? As soon as we got home from Sweden, I think we went to England. Well, anyways, my wife's girlfriend, we were in London or maybe we were in Hawaii then. Anyways, they said, you should take that off. And it's never been back on. It looks silly now when I have it try.
Because that's the thing people remember you by, looking at the pictures. So you can always single out you in the pictures.
That's funny because, you Swedes don't grow mustaches back then.
So you have gathered kind of a cult player status here with those 2 seasons here. Have anybody kept in touch with you other than Leffy here?
I would say, again, thanks to Facebook and just social media, I've been able, just a simple thing like liking photos and being able to see photos of people. Like, I feel like when I see Leif, he looks exactly the same. Whereas if I haven't kept in touch with someone, it wouldn't be so easy. Yeah. And
last thing you want to say to the fans here in Västerås who hopes to make the same journey that you have been on? What does it take to do that journey? Like advancing with the team?
Well, I've been on a few winning teams in my life, and I think that you have to have a good, solid team that get along well, on and off the ice. And the fans, I mean, as an athlete, I love playing in front of people that appreciated it. You didn't want to fail them. You wanted to, your energy you got from them made you play better and better. And yeah, I mean, it was like you wanted to reward them for being there all the time for you.